Forza fam, welcome to our first edition of the 2025 Forza Athletics YouTube coaching series, where we're going to be spending our time every Friday breaking down and talking about one specific topic that relates to coaching and sports performance. I'm your host, Dr. Charles Inferna. I'm the owner and lead coach at Forza Athletics, where we equip coaches and athletes with the tools they need in order to achieve their unique and specific goals. Now, everyone's goals are different. Everyone's going to have different ideas and different things that they want to accomplish when it comes to, at least for today's episode and some of the future episodes where we're going to be talking about track and field. But what I wanted to start our YouTube series off with today is a topic that I've written about in the past, I've talked about in the past. Brilliant author John Gordon wrote a book called About One Word a few years ago, in which he talks about the process of him going through a year with the emphasis, and focus on one word, something that he's going to really be diligent about for that specific year. And over the course of the last few years, I've written about my one word, and this year specifically for our YouTube series, seems as though a lot of what we're going to be talking about over the course of the next few months is going to be based on choices. And that's the word that I selected for my 2025. And I feel like choices is really important. It's really specific to me this year, especially with the whole decision-making process and how we perceive things that happen to us and what the next step is moving forward. So just a little bit about myself here in regard to the choices, right? Last year at around this time, I joined the Not Dead Yet Discord community that's hosted by Matt Vincent. If you don't know who Matt Vincent is, world champion, Highland Games athlete, multiple time world champion, strength guru, coach, mentor, advisor. He started this Discord, and I came across it one night last year, right around this time, and I made the choice to join the group. I reached out to him, and I said, I'm kind of going through this part of my life right now, and I'm really interested in what the group has to offer. And fast forward a few weeks ago, and I was having a great conversation with Josh Gill about this. He's one of the mentors and coaches in the Not Dead Yet group. And a lot of what we've been talking about has been predicated on decisions and choices that we make. I chose this. I made the decision to do this. I asked for this. And I really struggled with that a couple of weeks ago, because I thought everything was happening to me and I didn't really have much say or discourse in making a decision to do otherwise. And in conversation with some friends over the course of the past few weeks, we have more autonomy in the decision-making process than we might perceive, right? So I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this YouTube series also talking about research-based strategies and things of that nature. All of those articles and citations and authors and what have you is going to be in the description. So if anybody's really interested in looking at some of those articles, that's where they're going to be coming from, right? So I'll have links for all of that information also. But getting back to choices and decisions, right? I spend a lot of time talking to my college athletes and even post-collegiate athletes, high school athletes, about the choices that we make and how each decision, each choice that we make throughout the course of the day is ultimately going to affect us moving forward, either one step closer or unfortunately one step farther away from achieving our goals. So I'm going to draw a little figure here that'll kind of help explain what we're going to be talking about with the choices and how I made that decision to select the word choices. So my little figure here, right? Excuse the bracket. But essentially, we all start here, okay? And We make hundreds, thousands of decisions every single day. Some of them consciously, some of them not consciously, right? Some things are just automatic. But each decision that we make is ultimately going to get us either closer to achieving our goal or not closer to achieving our goal, right? And there's all of these little micro steps along the way. Now, what I really stress with my athletes and athletes, even some of the parents that I work with also, we don't get here overnight, right? These decisions that we make, they don't happen overnight, okay? Just because we decide to hit one training session on Monday and we're going to throw doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have the best performance 4 months away, right? But if we build and stack these decisions, right, how our daily habits, what we do, the decisions we make, how they're ultimately going to affect us in either getting closer or farther away to our goals. So with the decision-making process and what I was talking about earlier, I didn't feel that I had a choice. I felt as though things were happening to me and that I really couldn't direct the course of action moving forward. There was always a gatekeeper. There was always somebody else that I needed to discuss something with. And what I quickly realized, actually in August, is that we have more say than ultimately we think, right? Even though something is going to happen to us, our mindset, we dictate what we're going to do moving forward next. And I didn't really feel that. That's why I chose the word, or I selected the word choice, right? Because we are ultimately in control of what our journey is, what our destination is. And for a long time, I didn't really feel that as much. I always thought that there was something else that was kind of hindering progress, if you will. But now moving forward in 25, different expectations, different situation, feel as though choices is going to be pretty good. I think that's a good word that's rather fitting for this year. And again, right, we all start someplace. I'm recording this on January 1st. Right? Happy New Year to everybody. We all start somewhere. And it's those little decisions that we make are ultimately going to get us closer, or farther away from whatever it is that we want to accomplish and what we want to achieve. So that's it for our first episode of our Forza Friday YouTube series. Today, I really wanted to spend time talking about my one word. Hopefully there's athletes and coaches and even parents out there that participate in the process also, that they select a word, that there's something that they're really passionate about, that they want to pursue over the course of this next calendar year. Something that's really important to them, something that's very meaningful to them. And I think for me, choices, and ultimately I want to get here. We're going to talk about that in the next episode, and why it's important for me to get here, and why it might be important for you to get to this place as well. Thank you very much for watching our first episode. My name is Dr. Charles Inferna, the owner of Forza Athletics, and have a great day.